life and little sports. You know we're gonna play some games. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah. 'Cause this is the podcast.
I want to officially begin this episode by paying up my gambling debt. Lester, I was lured into the dark, deep world that Puffy exists in. I think they call it the dark web.
The dark web, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's
Where all
called?
the gambling happens.
Yes. Last night we were doing a Ottawa Senators New York Rangers game.
6-2 final.
Correct. And it was 5-1 Sens.
4-1. It was 4-1.
Oh, it was 4-1 Sens in the second.
The hated score.
And I thought that the Rangers were going to come back. And Puffy said, I will give you $400 if they come back. He actually set his own terms, which is the reason he's such a failing gambler.
It's true.
He just out of nowhere said $400. And I said, I will give you $10 if the Senators win.
Oh, okay. And
Crisp $10 bill.
That's nice. Is that
handed over to Puffy.
put it in my wallet.
go?
Don't let Tanya know I got all this money on me.
Oh, I don't have any money left, thanks to Brooksy.
I guess that's what I'm saying, Brooksy.
So we go out, a side story. So Brooksy and I go out for dinner. We meet some friends downtown on Saturday night.
Nice.
Shout out to Aloe Bar.
Nice.
My friend Patrick, who's one of the best chefs in Canada, he runs Aloe and Alouette and Aloe Bar, and we were at Aloe Bar on this night. Very nice. Tapas. Shared some things. Do you like the tapas? Do you like sharing your food with other people?
Not bad.
Very nice. So we went shopping before. She wanted me to buy some clothes. She says I don't have enough clothes for going out clothes because I have a lot of suits.
Well, I guess you do.
See, I have two things. Mm-hmm. I'm only two guys. I'm sweatpant hoodie guy. Well, I guess I could call I golf guy, but that's an aside.
Yeah.
Sweatpant hoodie guy, jeans guy, kind of the way Puffy is right now, or suit and tie guy.
Right. No middle.
I don't have a middle ground.
You don't have that business casual.
Right.
Or even just
ladies love.
even the out for dinner kind of thing.
You know what? As an aside, I got a leather jacket that's going to be perfect for you. I'm going to give it to you next week.
You're going to give me a leather jacket? Just as a gift?
As a gift.
Wow.
This guy's like Kenny Banya.
What will I pay you back with?
Take me out for a nice dinner.
What, you're giving him this suit?
That's right. I don't even want anything for it. I'll tell you what. You can take me out to dinner sometime.
Dinner?
Yeah, you buy me a meal. Can't get a better deal than that.
No, you'll never get a better deal than that.
I'd rather make my own suit.
Wow.
No, I'm serious. Listeners, I'm going to present it to you next week. We'll take a nice picture and everything.
But why do you think it would fit me? Because we've discussed you're a larger man than me.
Yeah, it's a little too snug. I think it's going to fit you really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm broad around the shoulders.
You are. I know.
So Brooksy wants to buy me some, like sweaters and things like that. Do you like sweaters?
Of course.
Sweaters, things like that.
Yeah.
Nice
Wearing
sweaters,
a sweater
going
now.
out sweaters.
Yeah.
So she takes me to this place in the Yorkville. For you out of Toronto listeners, Yorkville is very
Posh.
uppity, posh
Yeah.
kind of shopping
I love
area.
shopping there. It makes me feel like I'm somebody.
Yeah.
Do you not usually feel like you're someone?
Not if I'm at like Fairview Mall or something like
You
that.
feel like a
I
loser?
No, I just feel like a regular person. When I'm at Yorkdale, oh yeah.
Not Yorkdale.
Oh, no,
Yorkville.
sorry.
But Yorkdale's the same
Yorkdale's
thing.
nice too.
Yeah,
But
Yorkville's nice
Yorkville.
too.
I used to go down there when I was a kid.
Yorkville.
And just like walk around Yorkville.
Right.
One
Kinda
day
wh-
I'm going to
It's
live.
where the film festival celebrities
Yes.
hang out.
We used to
and stuff.
cruise
Not
down there,
anymore
too.
now.
You used to cruise down there?
Oh,
What does that mean? That
nice
sounds
place.
like you're like
Looking for chicks.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it
cruise
means.
Some
through
good
Yorkville?
spots there.
Cruise through Yorkville.
I like
yeah.
Yorkville.
Jazz festival's down there now too. Actually, very nice.
But yes,
So-
the film festival, they're all down that
Hill-
Bell Lighthouse.
Yeah, and the light box and
Light
Hazelton
box,
Lanes and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
they're all downtown.
Man.
I was down there. I saw a disturbing incident a few years ago. The film festival was on, and Brad.
Pitt.
No, who am I?
Brad Renfro.
Who was like the hottest couple in the world then?
Brad.
No, Angelina. Brad and Angelina.
Brad Pitt.
But you said Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't listening to you because I was focused.
I'm like that guy, that Spanish guy. He fought the windmills.
Don Quixote?
No, that's not it. What's his name? The Man of La Mancha.
Don Quixote.
No.
I really think that was the character's name. Don Quixote.
Fine, now look it up.
Well, who was it?
Never mind.
So it was Brad and Angelina
Welcome
when
to
they
my
were
life,
when they were
Buffy.
still
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And they were both here for a film,
Okay.
and we were in on a patio having a beer.
Yeah.
And then what's the Four Seasons right there?
Yep.
It is.
So they came out of the Four Seasons, I guess, in a limo or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were stopped at a light. They're probably going out for dinner, probably driving 10 blocks.
Yeah.
And somebody, I guess, through the tinted window saw that it was them. And I always like to think of Canadians as different from Americans. That, you know, we're kind of cool. You see celebrities, oh, wow, that's nice, but you kind of let them be.
Yeah.
People went freaking insane, including the girl, like we were with another couple, the female in the other couple, like sprinted up from the table, and everyone like ran, surrounded the car, screaming.
Oh, my God.
And they had to back right up the 100 or so meters they'd gone back into the Four Seasons, wherever they came out of, and that was the end of their night.
That's embarrassing.
Like, I'm talking 100 people just swarming, and at like 40, 50-year-old people, not a bunch of teenage kids. Anyway.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Sorry. No. So Brooksy takes me to, hey, be cool if you see the celebs, all right?
When you see
give 'em a
James
nod.
on the street,
That's
imagine
right.
if
you
us-
let him be.
I'm
Imagine
thinking
if we
more
were on
Bob.
the road, you know what I mean?
Bob, you better
Crazy.
let him
That
be.
would be
Mobbed.
crazy, yeah.
Mobbed.
Yeah, but that's understandable, and we want that.
Well, kind of, I suppose. Stoff needs the love. Look at him.
Wait till Wymara.
You just
The
swore
paparazzi
me.
at the airport there
Yeah.
They'll be
in
waiting.
Turks. Okay, so where was I? So Brooke was shopping for things.
Yeah.
She takes me to this store in Yorkville called TNT. And a very nice men's store, and I guess women's stuff downstairs.
Did
And
Brooksy go and do a little shopping on her own?
No, she
or-
was actually out for me this time. Brooksy's very unselfish
That's
that way.
very
She
nice.
likes to shop for anyone. And all the stuff on the racks, you know, sweaters, turtlenecks,
Yes.
stuff.
Are turtlenecks back?
Like turtlenecks are back.
Are they?
Where did they go?
Oh, they definitely went away.
Yeah, they were gone for a long
Yeah.
time.
Wow.
From grade 6 to 10, all I wore was
I used to wear
a
turtlenecks.
white turtleneck and an Ottawa Rough Rider shirt. I had my Tommy Clements and my Conrad's Holloway, and I thought I was so hot.
Those were lean years in the dating pool for you, Mike.
Buddy, our grade 8 parties,
Yeah. You're right.
Mike Ross and I, Mark Ward, our outfits for the parties, white turtlenecks, white pants. We were white from head to toe.
You were trying not to get any action.
Thomas Plekanec.
The big wide leg white pants.
Gretzky,
Wow.
too. He wore the
What a
turtle.
murderer's row talent there.
God, what a disaster.
Wow. Okay, so you're at the store.
Yeah, so I'm looking at price, the really nice stuff. Turtleneck, $350.
What?
A hoodie, $345, $380. Like, what the
That's
hell?
expensive.
And Brooksy's like, gotta buy one. I'm like, Brooksy, I can't do that. I just don't
I'll
care.
spend that on pasta, but not on
I don't care enough about clothes for that.
Yeah.
Okay? So she reluctantly, I pull her out. And by the way, I texted Sean McKenzie.
Yeah.
Who's kind of a fashion guy.
He is a bit of a
Bob always
fashionista.
calls him his style consultant or whatever, right?
thought you were
His
gonna
luxury consultant.
Stylist.
What were we going to say?
I thought you were going to say his daughter. Because he loves clothes so much.
That too. And so I'm like, Sean, give me a place to shop downtown. And he's like, I shop at TNT. I'm like, damn you. That's exactly where I was. So I would go to Banana Republic.
Yeah.
All right. It's an
That's
easy
still
option.
pretty good.
Good. 50% off sale at the
bonus.
Banana Republic on Bloor
Bonus.
Street.
Can't go wrong.
So now Jimmy's grabbing sweaters left, right, and center.
Exactly.
And I know it's not the quality, unless they want to sponsor our podcast, of maybe the other stuff, but it's
No, hold
middle
on.
of the
Banana
road.
Republic
Decent
is
stuff.
above average.
Decent
No, it is.
stuff.
It
It's
is.
above average.
So the sweaters are like $110, $120, you know, half 50% off, you're paying 50 for them.
excellent.
That's a deal,
All right.
right? So I grab like 4. I'm just grabbing stuff. Then Brooksy's in line for me, and just as I get in line, she's coming to the front. There's one more, like on the table right in front of the cash. I like this one too. It's a zip up, kind of like you got on right now.
Awesome.
Boom, throw it on the rack. So I got 5 sweaters, and in my math, I'm going, okay, it's gonna be like $240 or something
Save,
like that.
and you save
Boom.
$240.
Yeah, I didn't buy the $300 sweater, and I got 5 sweaters.
Exactly.
Then they $589,
What?
Mr. Duthie. I'm like, $589? What are you talking about? So I fork over my Visa, and I get the bill, and because I'm too, again, just like the pasta, I'm too shy to say, I'm not paying this. Let me see each item.
That would not be shy. I'd be like,
I
what's
know.
going on?
I know, but it's late, and we were also late for our reservation, so I grabbed the bill. The
$500.
last sweater I grabbed,
Yeah.
the last sweater, $610.
What?
Wow.
I didn't. How does Banana Republic have a $610 sweater? Now I took a picture of myself last night in my bedroom in my underwear. Just
You
so
better
guys-
look good.
Well,
Like Brooksy
There it
better
is.
have taken you down.
So I
seconds
can't
later.
post the sweater on the Instagram. I don't think because I got my undies on. Well, I guess I might. Does that look like a $610 sweater?
No, that looks like a $80 sweater.
It's cashmere.
It's cashmere.
It's a zip-up cashmere
What's that
sweater.
red dot? Just kidding. Never mind. It's a Seinfeld thing.
I was so dizzy, I was seeing red dots everywhere.
That doesn't look like a $610 sweater.
Every time you put that on, you should get out.
You look
I'm
like
taking that
$1,000
back to the
though.
Banana Republic. I just wanted you guys to say, Jimmy, take this back to
Listen,
the Banana
you have
Republic.
You got to be happy with it, and if it doesn't feel like $600, then you should take it back.
It might be but if
It looks good.
Brooksy likes it,
I looked on the tag too, made in China. No offense to China, but usually sometimes cheaper items come out of China.
Yes, of course. Listen, I'll tell you, you look good in the sweater. It's a nice cut for you.
Are you looking at that, or are you looking at my boxers?
No, I'm looking at the cut. I tried to not to look at your boxers, to be honest.
Looks good.
No, it's
Yeah,
a nice
like,
cut
I
on
mean-
you. That gives you the nice V that you've got there. You got nice broad shoulders.
Now you're convincing me to keep
You know what
it.
I think if Brooksy,
I mean, in the end,
into
it's
it,
only a $305 sweater.
Yeah, you should
Nevertheless.
Brooksy isn't convinced either.
keep it. Oh, okay.
Well, take it.
I don't know, though. When you get one of those 50% off sales, does that mean that all sales are final?
Yeah, I would guess it's probably a final.
I'm not taking this sweater
Did
back.
you take the tag off?
Nope.
Plus, also, when's
know
the
what,
next
brother?
time you're going to downtown Toronto?
Well, there's a Banana Republic up at the Upper Canada Mall where I live in Aurora.
I'm sure you can take it back there.
Take it back to the
problem.
same place.
I would honestly, I would take it back.
My only point of telling this story, how does Banana Republic have a $600 sweater?
It's not. It's pretty fancy there. It's not
Quite frankly,
bad. Yeah,
they're
I
looking
think
for guys like you to come in and buy them.
You're underselling the Banana
exclusive
Republic
Republic.
brand.
Man, what a ripoff. Let's get to the week that was.
Let's discuss the week that was with James Duffy and the Rubber Boots Podcast crew.
I've been talking relentlessly for the first few minutes of this podcast. What else is new? You guys have anything you want to share from your last week?
I'll tell you, I started a run at my favorite Toronto venue, the Rex. I was doing it 5 Fridays in a row. Groove Yard, the Grave Diggers. Somebody actually somebody posted on Instagram, the Grave Diggers. So it's great. Thank you again, Jimmy, for that.
It would be my dream that at a Groove Yard show, people would start chanting, Grave Diggers, Grave Diggers. Puffy and I might come.
Could happen. But
5 Friday nights in a row?
5 Fridays.
When's the last one? Because
The
November
last-
is not very good for Jimmy, but I
Well,
want
the
to come
last
see the
one's
show.
actually after Grey Cup, the 29th.
Ooh, so maybe I could make that.
Yeah, 6:30.
This entire month
But
is
we got a great run,
right
and so we played some great music, and just went to an event on Saturday night that was in support of Ronald McDonald House. A friend of
Nice.
mine from my high school runs it. I'll shout out to Sully, great guy.
Sully, the boy wonder.
But it was a great night.
That's awesome.
You had your hockey tournament on the
in
weekend.
Stratford, Ontario, Silver Stick.
Silver Stick, how did the boys do?
They did pretty good. They lost in the semis and overtime.
Were you angry because you seem like an angry hockey parent?
I was fiery. I was doing.
Did
my
you swear
job.
at your son afterwards?
No.
Did you pull him aside and say, if you ever embarrass me like that again?
Yeah, I did. No, I actually think the moms on our team were happy because it was Mom's Night Saturday night, and if we had made the final,
What do you mean, mom's night? So kind of like the men's night, you guys and dad's night you told us about a couple of weeks ago?
Dad's night on the Friday night.
In-
That's how we do it in tournaments.
At the tournament?
Yeah, when you go to tournaments, one night all the dads go out and one night all the moms go out.
Never.
Wow.
We never played it that way.
No, how come?
Because at the tournaments, we'd all just hang around the hotel. That's what you do. The kids play mini sticks and you sit and you drink in the hallway. You don't go out.
Why would you go out to dinner and go to like?
Well, you go to dinner and then you come back and you hang out in the hallway and you drink with the fellow parents
Why
in the
would you
rooms.
go to the parent?
And you
You
get
go out to
loaded.
the bars and stuff.
Why do you segregate it like that for?
I don't know. That's how we've always done it. Although Tanya double dipped this year with this tournament because she had a big birthday on Friday.
So
Nice.
does anybody get in trouble with the guy besides you? Like the ladies' night, did it get out of hand at all?
I don't know. They might. There. I think there was a few groups. Like there was some that stayed out a little later than the rest of the groups. So, who knows? Oh, that's my phone.
Should we take it?
No, she won't like that.
Tanya, just ask her how a ladies' night was.
No.
There
It's
was
interesting that
a
she called right then.
there was a former hockey dad with my son who ended up being a coach of a team a couple of years later.
Yeah.
He was a younger hockey dad, and as the coach of the team at a tournament, he got so loaded on one of the nights, the Friday or the Saturday night,
Yeah.
that the next morning, one of the dads found him naked, except for his undies,
Yeah.
in the elevator, like with the elevator door going in and
Oh,
out,
my
and in and out, and
God.
passed out. Like they had to take him home from the tournament, and he was removed as the coach of the team.
Oh, wow.
That's not a good scene.
That did not
whatsoever.
happen with our group. We were
I was in Hotlanta for TFC. This is the time of year where if teams go far, I end up good fortune of covering decent runs like this. So I watched TFC beat Atlanta in Atlanta. That was a
Did
good
you
time.
go out at all in Atlanta?
I did not. I flew in the morning of the game, and then by the time we were done with all the post-game, TFC wins, big win, lots of celebration. By the time Luke Weilman and Christian Jack and Stephen Caldwell and I were done, maybe back at the hotel at midnight.
Yeah.
And 4 a.m. wake-up call to get home on the 6 a.m.
That's
flight.
insane. Yeah.
Director
You might
Frank.
as well have just stayed up all night.
Yeah, I basically did. So
That airport's very nice in Atlanta. I flew through there on the way home.
I was asleep.
I've been there so many times, and I've never actually spent my time in Atlanta.
All right, I got one for you. I got bumped up. Okay, I was flying coach.
Yeah.
Back with the people, and but I got bumped up. So when I checked in the plane, Jimmy, you're going up to the front. Small little first class area, only about 10 seats. I was tired.
Yeah.
I fell asleep. So when I wake up, everybody's eating breakfast.
Yeah.
They're all having their omelets and stuff in the first class. And
Omelets in first class.
should the guy have woken me up to at least tell me that
No.
breakfast? So then I said, "Hey, could I get some breakfast?" And he said, "Yeah, we're all out of omelets. All we have left is the oatmeal."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, what if I want an omelet?" He said, "Sir, all we have left is the oatmeal."
Yeah.
So I had the oatmeal, but I felt like
Hold
I was
on a
rip-
second. Did you actually say, what if I wanted an omelet?
Maybe.
Oh, my God. You're the worst.
No, I didn't say that. I don't
For
think so.
one, you didn't even pay. You got bumped up.
But I felt at the moment, maybe it's because I was really tired. I felt like I was like thinking in my haze, this is an a-hole or a-okay. I'm going to
Yeah,
ask the
100%.
guys.
Yeah, it is.
Not for me.
100%.
No,
for
100%.
that guy.
No.
That guy not saying, not even giving me the nudge.
he's not supposed to wake you up. He's not supposed to
Why
wake
would you
you up.
ever wake you up?
You know.
Because maybe I want an omelet.
But he could save you an omelet.
Maybe you want to sleep.
Yeah, or it could save me
so
something.
hold on.
That's the bigger
It's
question.
not even good oatmeal. It's that crappy oatmeal.
Why
So the
didn't they
person
have
who's wide awake waiting for their omelet anxiously should not get their omelet in case you, who's sleeping, want your omelet.
Here's the way I think first class should work. If you're in row 2 and there's the last omelet, the guy in row 2 should get it before row 3. I was in row 1, and some guy back in row 4 was eating an omelet.
So you want to segregate.
You should have went up to him.
well.
Yo, I want to segregate. I don't deal with those common folk back in row 4 of first class.
That's hilarious.
I got a question though. How do you just get do you go up and ask
No.
if there's or they're just Mr.
No,
Duffy right this way?
I actually, just as I was coming into, and I didn't have status for a couple of years, but this year I got status again because I traveled a lot. So somewhere along the way, just as I was, when they call you up and I'm in zone 2 or whatever, and I hand my thing over, she goes, "Oh, Mr. Duffy, we've moved you up today." So I think it was just one of the deals where there was overcrowded at the back or something like that, and had a spot in first class.
Because I usually get, you're going to have to check this carry-on. There's not enough room on the plane.
I think the only times you get it, and it doesn't happen often, is when, like I said, when they're oversold at the back and there's empty seats at the front. I told you about the one, I think you guys a few years ago, the best bump up ever, coming home from Rome, when my entire family got bumped up to pods. And it was the greatest day of Brooksy's life because she'd never been in a pod. And the kids were in pods and just eating their ice cream and watching their movies. 10-hour flight.
Wow.
And they didn't want it to end. It was the best part of their trip.
But it's the worst thing for you because they can never go back now.
No, they can never boat. Darian said that on the way off the plane. "Dad, I'm never going back."
Can I just make a quick point?
No.
I will do it anyway. It is not lost on me that the turning point of the TFC season was when this podcast, along with our good sponsor friend Slavic,
When we showed up.
that
Absolutely.
game,
I think we should bookend it with us going to the final.
they won that
Slavic's
game,
time.
and they weren't supposed to win that game, and that's when it started. That their role started.
You're right. Look what we've done.
Yeah. I'm gonna get. Can I get a bump?
Now,
You can't see it, everybody, but James, I make this point, and then James fist bumps Puffy.
I went further. You were further away.
well, yeah, but I was.
I might as well.
I was going to you. I just wanted to go there first.
We could post a video and people still won't see it.
Exactly.
Do you need me just to say the line so then it makes more sense later?
Absolutely. I'll edit it in post.
But honestly,
No, you're right. We did it.
yeah.
We did it.
We did it. I tried to tell Larry Tannenbaum, who's the one of the owners of MLSC and all the
All he
sports
does
teams.
is win.
Yeah, and I jokingly said this to you the other day that all the Toronto teams that have won in the past few years have hosted all the games. The Argos won the Grey Cup.
Yeah, you were there.
MLS Cup, TFC hosted that.
NBA Finals.
NBA Finals, the Raptors hosted that. And now TFC back in the finals.
We really need the national rights back for hockey.
Right. So I said to Larry, I saw him, I said jokingly, this is pretty much all because of me. And he didn't laugh.
Do you think he knows who you are?
Yeah, he knows who I
He
am.
might just think you're just some random dude.
No. Larry had a ball hockey team at a Road Hockey to Conquer Cancer one year and drafted me to play on his team. So I spent the whole day. He was the coach.
Really?
And Ty Domi and I were on the team with Larry's family.
I think he holds a
Very
grudge
nice
over
family.
your performance that day.
Yeah, I think he probably does. He's become the trophy king, though, isn't he?
Yes, yeah.
Larry's got so many
I just
trophies.
loved it at the MLS, the East Final. He's in there bouncing around, singing.
Yeah.
He's loving life.
He's a good guy. I've met him twice, actually. I played at his house twice.
Not a lot of rich guys or really rich guys or good guys, probably. He's a really rich guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
Seems like
exactly.
a good guy.
So I tweeted this, but I walk home the door, get in the door from Atlanta.
Yeah.
For my 36 hours or whatever it was, 24 hours in Atlanta, and watching TFC win. And Brooksy's there, and she says, "Oh, you're home already." And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "How was Winnipeg?" And I said, "What did you think I was doing?" Hockey game in Winnipeg? Yeah, I was doing soccer in Atlanta, Brooksy. Oh, okay.
She really keeps close tabs on your life.
That's hilarious. And the fact of the matter is, you haven't been to Winnipeg for hockey for years.
Well, when I was there when they were in the Western Conference Final, whatever it was, 2 years ago or 3 years ago. But it's just, God love her. What else? Quick mention on Saturday, before we went out for dinner and had the whole $600 sweater episode, I went to Jim Gregory's funeral in Toronto and just wanted to say what everybody has said, the nicest man in hockey. I always feel like when someone passes away, people are over the top about their compliments to him, humanity is great that way. We should celebrate the good in a person when they pass away. But there are moments, and I'm sure everybody listening and everybody sitting on this panel would say the same thing, that somebody has passed away and everyone's going, great guy. And you're like, nah, he wasn't the best guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but not this guy.
Jim Gregory was unbelievable. Like, he literally was the nicest man I've ever met around the NHL. And quick story, every time I saw Jim, and I'd have lunch with him once a year at the Hockey Hall of Fame media luncheon, he would always sit next to me, and then there'd be Bettman and Daly and Lanny McDonald. And always had great conversations with him. And every time I would see Jim, and he was everywhere. At every NHL event I ever went to, Jim was there. He'd shake your hand, and I'd say, "How you doing, Jim?" And he'd say, "Better now that I'm talking to you." And so I thought that was our little thing. And it always made me feel better, right? It made me feel good about myself.
Sure.
And it's an incredible quality for another person to make you feel good about yourself. Mm-hmm. And so his son is delivering a great eulogy at the funeral. And his son says, the great thing about Jim, every person he met that he knew, they'd ask him how you doing, and he'd always say, "Better than I'm talking to you." And for a moment I was like, wait, I thought that was just me. And then I was even happier to think that he did that, like that he cared enough to do that and say that about everyone. Interesting funeral. I kind of got there right near the end. Everybody, all the GMs basically in the National Hockey League were there. And you find yourself kind of gazing around. So there's Shanahan, and there's Yzerman, and there's Lou Lamoriello, and there's Gary Bettman, and on and on and on and on. But again, just shows how much respect everybody had for Jim Gregory. So a life well lived and a man much loved. Let's get to. You know what? Let's do this. I've already offended you once today by fist bumping. Why don't you pick the next segment, Lester? Why don't you control
no one
this
wants
show?
to know how my week was?
Well, you know how it is. You know. How was your week, Stuff? Actually, he had probably had the most interesting.
I actually went to Winnipeg.
You went away with Jay and Dan.
Yeah.
You see, we don't like to really acknowledge Jay and Dan much on the show. So if all your great stories are times you spent with Jay and Dan, that just makes us sad because we consider you ours.
Those times do have a tie into the podcast, as there was quite a few Rubber Boots fans there.
Do they carry signs, or do they say?
No, they yell things like "Cloaca" and.
Now, what did Jay and Dan? I'm sure don't listen to our podcast. So do they have any idea what they're talking about?
No. However,
do you try to fill them in?
After one of the shows, one gentleman came up to me and he wanted some gambling advice from Puffy.
Okay.
And asked me to text him, which I did, and I told him Puffy's not that great at getting back at the text right away.
No. And he didn't get back to him?
I did get back to him.
Like 3 days later. I think this morning, maybe. I'm not sure.
Why are you so bad at texting?
Well, on the WhatsApp, thing. You know, there's WhatsApp.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
Kind of cool. But I somehow turned off my notifications on my phone.
Okay.
And so now it doesn't pop up when someone messages on there.
Do
So
you
if I go to
only
check
use the WhatsApp?
No, I use my regular texting too.
Oh.
Sometimes I just don't see it.
Apparently. Like for a guy who's like kind of your job is to be
Sometimes I like to be.
Yeah, but that's not what your job is.
Hilarious.
People need you for things. You're a producer. Stoff, besides that, how was your trip? Was it a good time?
Yeah, great time. Awesome.
Winnipeg, Saskatoon you went to?
Yep, 2 very fun cities.
No, we, you know what? Jay and Dan have inspired me. At some point, we got to get on the road.
I agree.
That
Okay.
would be fantastic.
So we need your support. We need people to know, they're going to show up.
We should start in
right?
Yorkville.
Yeah, Yorkville.
We're going to go to Yorkville.
TNT.
What a crowd that would be. What is this Rubber Boots podcast we've come upon? Are we going to watch it? I've got my $800 sweater on. Who is this puffy? He's funny. Why do they ignore Lester? Okay, what segment do you want to do?
I would like to bring back Urban Dictionary.
Oh, let's do
nice.
it.
Urban Dictionary. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Urban Dictionary. Yeah. Urban Dictionary.
I missed that theme.
You know
Great
what?
theme.
That's why I called it. I love that song.
Let's make it brought to you by iDrinkCoffee.com. Slavic was very excited about not only TFC's win, but the fact that I snuck in a Slavic reference on the air, on TSN, in the post-game show. I didn't mention him per se.
What did you say?
I just called him a buddy of mine. So Slavic, after Seattle won the Western Conference semifinal, he texted me and said that it's fate because Seattle won that Toronto's going to win.
Yeah.
Which I said, that's ridiculous.
Yes.
But then when I was interviewing, I guess, KJ, Christian Jack, or someone after the game, I said, well, a buddy of mine texted me last night, and he said, as soon as Seattle won, it was fate that Toronto would win. And Slavic was very excited that I mentioned him without mentioning his name.
Nice.
So he probably stopped it and said, hey, see that guy? Kids?
Okay.
He's talking
Yeah,
about,
well, Slavic also wanted us to fire Greg Vanny about 6 months ago, and
Yes,
now
he did.
pretty much he's being hailed as the tactical genius that has got us to the final.
That is true, too.
So Slavic's got to work on his.
Well, let's get Slavic on next week.
Yeah, he
because
needs to
I was going to have him
explain
this week,
himself.
but I know some people don't listen until after the game's over. So we'll get him on for a complete look back at whatever happened with TFC, and we'll see if he's prophetic or not. He says he's not sure what to make of Vanny.
Oh, he needs
whether
to
it's him
apologize
or the
to Mr.
players.
Vanny.
Urban Dictionary, Lester. If you called up the segment, do you have a word for us?
I do have a word for you, and the word is Billy.
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 Could it?
Is it a noun or a? Can you use it as a sentence without giving it away?
I can't use it in a sentence. Well,
okay.
No, I will use it. So
Is it a verb? Like a verb?
No,
like,
it's a
hey,
name.
I'm
It's
going
a
to
name.
Billy you.
No. It's like I see
Billy.
you.
Hey, you're a Billy.
I see you're dating a Billy over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Billy.
Yeah.
How about like a Billy goat?
See, that's what I was thinking.
So, and like a goat, like greatest of all time. So maybe it's like a super hot girl.
Yeah, that's a pretty good little.
Or maybe it would be a boy from the same reason.
Yeah.
The women seeing it that way.
But I couldn't see a woman saying that to her friend.
You got a thought, Stoff?
that was exactly what I was
Hold
thinking.
on. What the other thing is, do you remember the movie, what's the movie where the guy ends up in prison in like Turkey?
Shawshank Redemption.
No, that's not the Shawshank Redemption. And then his girlfriend comes
Midnight
to see
Run.
him. Is it Midnight Run? Yes.
No.
Gets the drugs.
I think so.
Really?
I think it
Yeah,
is.
I think it's
Midnight
Run.
Express.
Midnight Express.
Okay, Midnight Run.
And she comes and he's a mess.
Yeah.
And he just wants to see her boob because he's
Yeah.
been in prison so well to masturbate. And,
Yeah.
and she puts her boob up against the glass and
Yeah,
she
that was
says,
hot.
"Oh, Billy." So maybe I don't know what that would mean in
Wow.
the context of Urban Dictionary.
I don't know if that would.
This generation probably hasn't
they
seen
probably
Midnight Express.
know.
Very good film.
It is.
I'm
very dark.
going to go with my guess.
You are close. The definition of Billy is this: Billy is usually a caring guy. He is usually very kind to his girlfriend, even if things can be complicated. They know they'll be together forever. A Billy can be one of the sweetest guys you can ever find. His friends always support him and are always by his side. As his relationship, he and his girlfriend or girlfriend can be confused about it all but once they actually talk. Well, they actually will learn.
You really lost me the last couple sentences.
I think I'm getting dumber as you read on.
Maybe just stop after the first line.
He's just apparently a Billy.
Good guy.
Is his phone even on?
Sorry, man. Sorry, I swear to you.
He used to help him
I
get
should have
his thoughts
read
together.
I should have read. I tried to be Duffy and just read it off on the fly. But I'm not very good.
Billy's
at that.
a good guy.
He's
He's
just
a
a good
Billy
guy.
Dodson.
I'm just going to try to recreate what happened, okay?
Okay.
A Billy is a really good guy. He's loyal to his girlfriend. He's loyal to all his friends. And if the girlfriend of the friend of the Billy did the thing with the man, then the Billy is the thing, man. Of the, you know.
Is he having a seizure right now?
Wow.
Okay,
Anyway,
so my question is, why is it a Billy? Why is it called that?
Doesn't-
It's after a
doesn't-
certain Bill?
does-
Bill
doesn't-
Clinton, perhaps?
Doesn't say. Is it just Billy? Billy is only the best boyfriend ever.
All right.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Who
So like
of this-
Billy Bob Thornton, like Bill Clinton.
Billy Baldwin.
Billy Bald? No, no.
Probably not.
Not Billy Baldwin.
Billy Dotson, our producer.
Billy
for hockey?
Dodson. It's
Billy
a Billy
Dodson. Could be
Dodson.
Billy
That's where it
Dodson.
came from.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Billy.
I'd never heard of the term before.
I've never heard of Billy.
Who
I
on
think we all learned something.
who on our
Learned
podcast?
I can't read.
Who on our
No, I
pod-
can read. I just don't do that again.
Just don't do that. Just don't read in public.
Who on our podcast is a Billy?
Oh, I'd certainly not me.
Oh, Stoff. It's by far Stoff. By
You think
far
Stoff's a
Stoff.
Billy?
Listen, Stoff has never ever said a bad word about Linda. Never. Never ever said a bad.
I don't know. I have to see them together.
Yeah, that's true.
In
Until-
Wymara before I decide if Stoff is
But
a Billy.
that's not really a good example because that's paradise, right? I mean, you're going to be at the Villa.
That's
It'll be
true.
nice and
They're
sunny.
basically going to be like Bachelor
You know what I mean?
rules there. Everyone's going to be having a good time.
Why don't we, when we're in Wymara, we'll write a song about Billies.
Yeah.
I want a Billy. I want you to see me as a Billy. I want to be your William.
Yeah.
I want to be your
Wow.
I don't know.
You make fun of my reading.
Did you read that off of Lester's phone?
I didn't
swear
say
to
it was
God.
a good song. It's a work in progress.
That could be for merch. We could have a T-shirt that just says "I want to be a William."
I want to be a William.
I want to be a William.
There you go. That's our first shirt.
Yeah.
Good segment, Lester.
Oh,
Provided lots of comedy.
It's brought to you by idrinkcoffee.com. Although if they hear this, they'll never want to sponsor that segment again.
We will not be doing what you're watching.
oh, come on now. Come on. Listen, I will send you this. You'll see what I meant. It's
All right.
not, it was just poorly written.
I believe you. Let's get to things that I saw on Twitter.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
Things that I saw on Twitter is brought to you by the Wymara Resort, where in 1 month from today?
No. 2 days.
2 more days.
A month and 2 days.
A month from the day this comes out.
Yes.
A month from the day this is released.
Ah,
Yes.
yes. Okay.
So as you were listening to this, we're within the 1 month countdown.
We are starving
Had a
ourselves.
setback. Went to the gym last week. Had some shoulder issues.
Oh, you did?
Uh-oh.
Had to cut my workout short. So when you see me in the photos,
Yeah.
on the Instagram, I might only be good on one side.
Hey.
My right side might be a little weak. How you start? Did you start yet? You said after the hockey weekend you would start.
Yeah. What day's today?
Today is Tuesday.
Officially.
What kind of
Feels like-
cookie is that?
feels like-
What is wrong with you? You're having the same
protein cookie.
Starbucks cookie. It's not a protein cookie. Lift it up
Protein
because I don't
cookie.
want to touch it.
Protein cookie.
Okay, I'm going to read this.
Let me read it.
Semi-sweet chocolate chips,
Semi-sweet.
butter, soy. You cut off half of it, so I
It's the
can't.
good butter. It's
Oh,
the
here
good
you
butter.
go. Sugar. How many grams of sugar do you think's in this?
0.
cookie?
No.
27 grams
Wow.
of sugar.
Yeah, that's
I might not have that in a day when I'm training for
27
Wymara.
grams of sugar is not a lot. How many
26
packages of sugar is that?
Actually, that's probably as much as you should have in a day.
Yeah.
27 grams. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
How much sugar do you have, buddy?
Well, we still got Halloween candy around the house. Until that goes, I really can't.
Trans
buckle in.
fat, 87 grams.
That good?
No, I'm just kidding. 0.3 grams.
It's that good.
It's
No.
not- that's not a good cookie. Starbucks, by the way, apparently not healthy. A lot of the stuff they serve
you
there.
kidding me?
From my niece who works there. But anyway, if they want to sponsor the podcast,
That's right.
It's all good.
We love you folks. The things that I saw on Twitter, I have to look up Stoff's email because he's such a fine producer of this thing. What do we have, Stoff? Maybe you could start me off here.
We'll start off with the Sunday Night Football
yes.
introductions for the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, so have you you guys, you know how they write
yes.
they write at the lower of the screen, the guy says Sean Cameron, University of Western Ontario. Lester McLean, University of...
School of Hard Knocks.
York University, sorry.
York
that's
University.
yes.
I thought you were looking at me like, look, I didn't go to school. Why'd you bring that up?
Can't you see I can't read?
Making fun of my literacy. So this was one of the players from the Ravens when they were introducing the Ravens.
Matthew Judon, body built by Taco Bell.
Body built by Taco Bell.
Oh, God.
I love that. That's what you would say.
Now, my question is,
Taco
like,
Bell.
they're purposely missing that, right?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, they obviously know that's not his school. No one stops them and asks them to do it again when they're taping.
I think that there was a time when they said, no fun, we want to hear your school. And then over the last couple of years, they started to say, let's have fun with these things. So if somebody was going to be creative and say something like that, the network executives finally realized, hey, that's entertaining. Let's put that on.
Now, do you think there's any way he's making money from Taco Bell with that?
I think there's absolutely a way.
And if that's
100%.
happening, then NBC's going to nip that in the bud.
Yeah, that's probably
Because they're not seeing any of that Taco Bell money.
Well, you know, speaking of all that, I want to get into a wonderful story that I hope is just wonderful. And that was Cade's birthday.
The 11-year-old.
You've probably heard of this by now. A man named Jason Foster from Newfoundland posted a tweet that said, my son Cade had his 11th birthday party last night. None of his invited friends came. That hurt. I'm asking my Twitter friends to show him some love today. If you have a minute, please send him a birthday wish. And he tagged Marner and Tavares and the Maple Leafs. Cade is wearing a Maple Leafs T-shirt with a cake in the picture. I saw this shortly after it was posted. Somebody must have retweeted it. And so I saw it. I'm like, okay, I'll send this guy a birthday wish. So I said, hey, Cade, have a great birthday. This is going to be your year. I mean, that's something that touches you. And any
For sure,
11-year-old kid that has nobody shows up to the birthday party. So I didn't, you know, then you go on with your day and this thing went completely crazy viral. And it was wonderful. Like, it was wonderful to sit and read all the notes from people. And the Leafs, Tavares, Marner, Matthews, they all said happy birthday. It went crazy, actually. Ben Stiller. I was going Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, people from the States, Luke Skywalker,
That's amazing.
Mark Hamill.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and so now Cade is, I hope this was a wonderful thing for him. I think it probably was a wonderful thing for him. They're flying him to a Leafs game this weekend as you're listening to this. But I started to go down through the mentions of this again this morning. And every corporation has kind of jumped on board this thing.
Yeah.
So, and I think I don't know if the proper term that it's gone too far. I want the kid to have a great day,
for sure.
But can it go too far?
Well, maybe a little bit. I mean, like...
So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that everybody's trying to jump on board, and I'm starting to wonder if it's the greatest of intentions or whatever. So
I'll be honest with you. I don't listen. I've got no issue with the kid, you know, getting that love and everything. But I do have issue with the precedent that it sets, right? Because...
Well, kindness is not a bad precedent, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but, you know, like, I mean, what's the expectation for the next time this happens? You know what I mean? Like, and I admit as well, it seems a little bit, to me, sometimes it seems a little bit self-serving on the part of the corporations that are reaching out because they want to jump on this thing.
Well, that's
right?
what I'm saying. Somebody's sending to the All-Star game, Sealy Canada, a mattress company. Hey, we're going to send you a brand new bed, Cade. And on and on and on.
He's like, I'm good with my my bunk bed.
So
I don't think I need
again.
one.
You know, corporations do a lot of bad things, so I have nothing wrong with corporations doing nice things. And if it's silly of us to pick on them but I question somewhat the intentions. And here's the thing about Twitter, and this is when somebody does something wrong, let's say it's a tweet or something. People pile on too much.
For sure.
And this person becomes the pariah of the world, and sometimes they have to not only change their social media, but move or lose their job or whatever it may be.
People definitely have lost their job, for sure.
100%.
And then on the other side, when this is a great story like this, which we all love, then it almost goes too far the other way.
Yeah.
Right? Where I'm sure Cade is happy with all the messages he got in going to a Leafs game. He doesn't need the Sealy mattress and everything else he's going to get. And there's a ton of other worthy kids, in Sick Kids or wherever, that could use things like this. And I think what Lester is saying correctly is, are there going to be some less scrupulous people out there who say, "Oh, I'm going to try this"?
Absolutely. There will for sure. There'll be for sure.
And then that kind of I just
once it goes past the tweets, it goes, I think, a bit far.
Yeah, like if my kids find out they'll get flown to a Leaf game, they're going to be like, "Do not invite anyone to my next birthday."
Yeah, like I said, I'm really happy for Cade. I just please don't abuse this anybody, because I don't like hearing that whatsoever.
I think that's a very reasonable take on it.
I think we're going to take your message.
Why don't we get to... did you have one more stuff off your thing here? Oh, yeah, you go. A little Halloween humor. This is kind of just cute. Colin Mockery tweeted this. He was on the NHL and TSN once, by the way. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
The guy from this line...
We tried a lot of things. Colin Mockery was like...
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
That guy?
That guy.
Yeah, he kind of went into dressing rooms, and it was interesting. He was opposite of Stu Francis would do like bits, right?
Yeah.
Planned bits. But Colin Mockery was an improv guy.
Okay.
Remember that improv show that used to run on the CBC?
Whose line is it?
Don Quixote? No, that's not it.
He's tuning all of us out now.
That was a different show. No, I thought that was a game show or
It's
something.
refreshing to know you don't listen to Puffy either.
So Colin Mockery would just go in and do improv in the dressing rooms.
Yeah.
It had mixed results.
I can see that.
But I'm a fan of the
Hockey
man.
players?
Fan of the man.
Improv?
Yeah,
Doesn't
it was
feel
a
like
challenging
a great
scene.
connection.
Challenging scene for him.
Forget it.
Kid comes to the door with a sign that says, "I love ceilings." And Colin says, "What are you?" And the kid says, "A ceiling fan." Kind of funny. So he gave him all the candy.
It's a dad
Do you
joke.
think that's funny?
It's a dad joke.
Seriously?
That's kind of funny.
That's a hell of a costume. That's great. Come on,
He
man.
comes up with a sign that says, "I love ceilings." That's funny. You say, "What are you?" "I'm a ceiling fan."
That's terrible.
Wow.
Wrong
Wrong neighborhood, he gets beat up.
We better save this with Puffy's hypotheticals.
Yo, 1, 2, 1, 2. These hypotheticals are messing with my mind. These hypotheticals, what's gonna be this time? These hypotheticals are blowing my mind again. These hypotheticals,
I was just looking at the replies to the Colin Mockery ceiling fan tweet, and all sorts of people tweeted pictures of their own ceiling fan costumes.
So it's not. So he probably stole the bit from someone. No ceiling.
Hold on. So let me see that again, Jim.
There's
This is
some
a
bitterness towards...
cheerleader looking girl.
I'm not a big Colin Mockery guy.
It looks like it.
I'm a Wade Brady man myself.
I like
Don't ask me why.
Brady.
You kind of look like Wayne Brady.
Yeah, I've been told that. I actually do feel I do look a little bit like Wayne.
Jimmy's got to get one of those game show gigs because they go forever.
You'd be a great game coach.
Did you have a game show gig?
Well, no, I was on.
Wasn't there?
Yeah, it was a pilot that went awry. It only lasted one episode.
What was it called?
I don't know if Jimmy wants to talk about it.
No, I don't mind. I kind of got hosed out of some money.
It arguably was not surprising it didn't get picked up.
Why?
It was kind of a pretty lame idea.
No, it was a good idea. It was a combination of. I'll tell the story quickly.
It's like Shark Tank.
Combined with
Like in
Terminator?
Science?
What are you talking about?
I'd watch that.
No, it was about how crowdfunding became a big deal.
Yes.
So basically, the idea was Dragon's Den / Shark Tank, where a bunch of people would present products.
Aren't those the exact same show?
I guess they are. But in this case, it was a crowd, so they had like 100 people, and they would decide who would get the money. So these people all had a chance to woo them with a little presentation, and the people would walk around, and they had like 3-minute presentations on the clock, and I was the host in the middle. So huge money being spent. Mark Burnett's company had come to CTV with this idea, and so
But it was going to be a Canadian show.
Canadian
right?
show that possibly would air on NBC.
Okay.
Right.
And so Jimmy was in. And our old boss, Phil King, who used to run CTV, called me one day and said, they want you to audition for this thing. Are you interested? You're not going to get it. I think they want they want somebody else. I think they wanted the female host, he said. So I went down an audition with no knowledge of this thing, and I got the gig. They called me the next week. They said, "You're the guy. We're going to film the pilot." And they filmed it down at the CBC building. And like I've never seen, it was the opposite of TSN. There were 1 million people working on the show. Yeah. Like when I arrived in the building, like 3 people with headsets were like, "Mr. Duthie's here right now," and I had like 4 handlers.
That's awesome.
So I'd go to the bathroom. And I'm like, "You guys, you don't have to come." They had they were putting like a couple of $1 million into this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at the time, because it was a pilot, I guess you were supposed to get paid for pilots. I didn't know that. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just do this. I'll do it for you as a favor to my boss."
Yeah.
And I realized like everyone was getting paid except for me, but that's no problem. Jimmy doesn't mind to do charity once in a while.
That's true.
So the show, and I had to do all the Ryan Seacrest dramatic stuff, and the show didn't get picked up.
What was your line? You had a good line.
I gotta remember now. You are. Your dream? No, your dream. What's it called? Dream
catcher.
Dream quest.
It's not.
Dream.
Your dream is over.
Dream finders. Dream funding.
Fund. I think it's
dream funding or something like that.
I don't know.
I can't remember the name of the show.
Dream is over.
But I would be like,
your dream is bankrupt.
I'd be like, Lester, your dream ends today. That was my line.
But is it because it becomes a reality, or it's just a bad dream?
What?
Would you say that to the winner?
No,
or the
I would say
losers?
that to the losers. So
I gotcha.
I would be like, the people have voted. Lester, your dream dies today. Something like that. But I can remember they were still trying to figure out the show, and in the middle of the show, I was supposed to tempt people with an offer to leave.
Yeah.
So you're down with like the 4 finalists, and I'm like, you could take this money right now
$1,200
and walk away. And the grand prize was pretty good, like 50 grand or 100 grand or something, right? But they had the money too low. So they're like, start at $500. And so I'm like, Lester, if I give you $500 right now, will you walk away?
$500?
And it only went up to a total of
Canadian.
I think it was like three grand was like the highest thing they were going to give.
Wow.
And in the production meeting, I'm saying to the people, no one is going to take this money. And they're like, oh, we think somebody will. They're going to take this money. I'm like, no one's going to take this money. You have to offer them like 10 or 20 grand because no one's going to take it.
They're who should have taken the money?
They're in the final 4. Yes,
you should be like, I'll take that 500 and get the hell out.
So we get on the show. We're taping the show live, and I get up to the max. All right, folks, I'm up to $3,000, and there's a big buzzer in the middle, and they all have their heads like next to the buzzer.
I wish it was the pile of cash.
and I say, by the way, only one person gets the money. So if you buzz in first, nobody else can get this money. Does anyone want $3,000 Canadian to walk away? Nobody even like flinches, and I'm like, so I'm like, all right, nobody's taking the money. Let's go to commercial and come back and see who wins here on
the least shocking episode ever.
Dream Funding.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, so it didn't get picked up, and Mark Burnett screwed me out of gazillions of dollars. But anyway, the game show gig, I'm convinced, is the best gig. Those Pat Sajak dudes.
Yeah, but you need to get.
They work about a month a year.
Or you need like
I want to do
Murder Island.
Murder Island, Jimmy. You'd be on my short list of hosts.
Imagine if you gave it to like Kate Furness or something. Jimmy,
after Lester's read, he might have leapfrogged a few people.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Murder Island. My name is Your Name Here.
Lester, just play the guitar.
Anyway, but no, like Sajak comes to work, I think, a month a year.
Yeah,
so they
he's got a
tape
good
about
gig.
6 of those shows a day for 5 straight weeks, and then Sajak says, "See you later" for 11 months, and makes his $20 million a year in syndication money.
You would have thought he'd picked up another job or something.
Yeah.
He tried to do a late night show. Remember that?
Oh, he did too.
Yeah, he did.
And even what about Vanna? Vanna's been making the money for years for just spinning the old letters.
Listen, that's awesome.
Vanna's no dummy. Take that money.
I hope our boy Alex Trebek's okay. I know he's going through a battle right now.
Yep.
He's the ultimate game
He is
show
the
host. Puffy's hypotheticals.
Yes.
Did we just play this theme music already?
We already
we
played
did.
it
We played
like an hour ago.
Then we went into
Are we out of time?
a deep dive on dream funding.
Dream funding.
That should be a podcast. Just the whole behind
Maybe
the scenes on
we
that.
should throw the sharing circle music in there in post stuff.
Yeah, I was so bitter by the end of that filming. Like, one of the interns is with me. I'm like, how much are you getting for this weekend? Oh, I'm getting $1,000. This is the most I've ever made on a show. How much are you getting? You must be getting a lot. I'm not getting anything. I got a free bagel from the commissary.
And it was stale.
What's your hypothetical today, son?
Okay, it's a little bit. The math will be required for this hypothetical.
Oh, good thing I skipped Halloween, baby.
So I'm going to give you each 300 years of life.
Okay.
Healthy, happy years.
Okay.
Now you have to divide it among 6 people, including yourself. So you're 1.
Okay.
And then 5 other people. You choose 4, and then I get to choose the 5th person.
300 years of life. So
Yes.
is that from now?
From now,
Or
from your current age. From your current age
Okay.
to...
So obviously I'm going to pick my family. So I got Darian,
Yes.
my 18-year-old daughter, Gracie, my 16-year-old daughter, Jared, my 19-year-old son,
Christoph?
and
Lester.
Brooksy,
Yep.
my 29-year-old wife. Second wife. No, she's my... I don't want to say her age. She'd be mad at me if I said
She
her
would?
age. Yeah.
She's not 29?
Well, you don't have to say her
She
age.
might be 600 by the end of this.
Well, I have to say it probably in this calculation out loud.
You can
probably.
just say 30 years.
Okay. All right.
Your 30 years.
And do you want to tell me you're going to name the other person?
You then yourself.
Oh, and Jimmy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna screw the other person before you tell me who it is right now. So I'm gonna say, so Darian's 18. I want her to live to 90. So I'm gonna give Darian 72 years.
Wow.
Gracie's 16. I want her to live to 90. So I'm gonna give her 74. Jared, I will give 71.
Okay, so I'm gonna get
Brooksy,
the calculator out here.
Jimmy's like
Very involved.
Jimmy's going to give himself 30 years, and he's going to give Brooksy 30 years, so we can go down together. So that would be 60. So 70, I'm going to do that. 210, 217, 60. Oh, that's 2. I think I got 277. So I'm going to give 23 years to whoever this punk is you're going to give me. All right, who is it?
So your other person will be 11-year-old Cade from Newfoundland. His birthday
The kid who had nobody come to his birthday party?
As many healthy, happy years as possible.
But you're also giving him more birthday parties, so you know.
As many healthy, happy years as you can give.
This might be
Uncle
cruel.
James.
It might be cruel to give him more years.
Oh my
As
God.
many years as you can.
That's horrible.
So you've only left him 23 years.
All right, hold on.
Maybe you should start taking some from
All
the
right,
3D
all right,
family
fine.
members.
Cade, I mean, I don't know Cade.
No, you don't.
I can't have him live as long as my children.
That's fair.
I'm gonna have, but I should let him live.
Hold on, can I ask one question? If, let's say you give someone only 5 years, do they die after those 5 years?
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah, they're dead. Oh my
Jesus.
God.
Yeah, they're gone.
You could actually shorten someone's life expectancy with this.
You can't go backwards, though, right?
For sure.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Go backwards.
Wow.
You can't take years from someone's
I can
life.
take another 10 off of Brooksy. Just free up the golf game. Okay.
So in this scenario, we're all happy and healthy, and
These are 300 happy, healthy years.
And you're can you be any age you want to be? Like,
No, you're the age you are
All right.
now, or the person that you're giving these years to is...
and you're Dorian Gray, right?
Yeah.
So
What's
Yeah.
that?
Dorian, you know the Secret of Dorian Gray, the movie,
No.
where he paints a picture of himself, and the portrait ages, but he doesn't. That's Dorian Gray.
No,
Secret of
you
Dorian Gray.
still age.
No, that's called Benjamin Button. That's the movie's called.
That's back-
I
So
thought-
hold on.
backwards.
You don't stay the same age.
No,
for
no,
the-
no.
Oh well, that's
You-
what
no,
I'm saying.
big.
So let's
But
say
you're
you
thinking
take
of big.
300 years for yourself. You're a 300-year-old man.
But
at
you
the
are
end.
happy and
I
healthy.
can't wait to go with you. By the way,
and disintegrating.
All right, okay. So I'm going to take 10
No one's
years.
that greedy.
I'm going to take 5 years off of my life, so I'm only
Okay.
in 75.
Ooh,
I'm going to take
Jim.
10 off of Brooksy.
That's amazing.
I want 5 years at
You
the
take
end by myself. No, I take 10 off of 10 off of Brooksy. So that's 20. So now I got Cade up to he's up to 53.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And my kids are living to 80. I want Cade to make it to 60, so I'll take 3 years off each one of my kids, so they're living to 77 each, and Cade makes it to 60. I don't even know that kid. That's very generous.
That's very generous.
Now, if that was a gun to my head, I'm not sure how I would handle this question.
It's probably going to be Jimmy.
I'd be like, Cade, look, Cade, you got to go to a Leaf game. You got a Sealy's mattress. I mean, 40's a good run, isn't it?
I'm pulling a Tortorella. I'm going to sit this one out. I think it's ridiculous.
No, I don't think you can say that. All right. What do you want to do? Stoff next?
Yeah, Stoff next.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Why don't you give them each... Why don't you give them... Okay, do Stoff.
Okay.
And then while Stoff's calculating, you can give Lester his.
So how many people do I have to...
So it's going to be, including yourself, it's 6 people, 300 years.
But I only get to pick 5 of the people because you're picking
I'm
one more
picking
from?
one. Yeah.
Terrific.
Now, you don't have any children, you and Heather, so, I mean, that makes it different.
Yeah.
And your parents, do you really want them around that much longer?
Oh, jeez.
That's kind of
Good point.
So here, like, first I was thinking...
What about my dog? I'd like to give my dog a few extra years.
Oh, yeah,
Dog's
does that
dead.
count?
Your dog dies immediately.
Sorry,
Your dog's
Brooksy.
dead. Brooksy.
I take 3 years off of Brooksy and give each dog a year and a half because that's seven.
Why would you
years.
take that off your wife?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Cade. I love my dogs.
So Cade
You're only making it to 35 now.
He's losing
No, Cade, you're making it to 60.
Now everyone else lives normal lives. Like your dogs could live for a long time.
Right.
But they could die tomorrow.
Right, I know.
This is protecting their life.
Okay, give Stoff his... Who would be Stoff's... Well, Stoff, why don't you say who your people are?
Well, I'm definitely giving my dog 10 years. Initially, I was going to take $2.99 for myself. But then I don't know what the quality of life when you hit the big 300
You
is.
are happy and healthy.
Yeah, but like... Either way.
You might look disgusting, but you'll be happy and healthy.
I'm going to take 75 for myself.
Okay.
Stoff will be like 110 or something.
75 for the wife.
Wow.
Also 110.
50 for Jerry Jones.
I want me some glory hole.
And the reason for that is Jerry now is at an age where he feels his own mortality.
Yeah.
And he's really going for it with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I want that to stop. So I'm going to give him 50, give him some more time to screw the franchise up.
That's awesome.
And then, so now I got 3, so I got 2 more to give
Sure,
away.
your family members, your parents, cousins will love the fact that you gave Jerry Jones 50 years.
All huge Eagles fans. I will split now the remaining 100 to the highest 2 bidders.
So hold on.
Wow.
You gave yourself 75. And your
wife-
wife 75. That's
He's at
150.
he's at 200. No,
Yeah.
and then he gave Jerry Jones 50.
50,
So
oh,
that's 100 years.
That
old.
So I
be
got
100 left.
100 left.
Yeah.
And to the 2 highest bidders online.
Were you allowed to auction that off?
Sure I am.
That would be. He could do.
He did
Bill
outsmart me on- he
Bill
did
Gates would
outsmart
give
me
him
on
like
this.
$5 billion. That's brilliant.
And what a 75 years I will have.
Sorry, Cade. Unless you can bid online, you just lost another. Okay, I think you should ban that. That's not a. That's not a.
Oh, come on.
He
No,
outsmarted me on
Okay,
it.
who's his other
It's
person?
all
though?
fair.
Carlo Koliakovo.
Carlo Koliakovo, co-host on the
my
morning
God.
show, which
Oh, my
Stoff
God.
runs the board on.
Carlo is more than welcome to bid. He's got the money.
He got nothing.
Wow.
I'm going to tell him on our Thursday morning edition when I'm on that show that you offered him 0 years.
0 years.
Lester,
Oh,
who are your guys?
Really?
who are your
Who are your
people?
people?
Who are your
My
people?
peop- my people
Brandy's
are-
got to get a few years.
My
The
brother.
boy wonder's got to get like
You know,
Brian.
actually, that could be a hell of a pickup line at the bar. Like, you want some extra years?
I'm gonna put. I will put Boyer on one on the list because he's a good dude.
That was going to be my joke one.
All right, so I'm gonna give myself 75 years.
Okay.
My brother 75 years because I don't
Nice.
want to live a day without him. Not nice.
Yep.
I'm not married, but assuming I am by this point, I'll give my wife 75 years.
Okay.
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 The boy wonder, he's gonna get 50 years.
Wow.
This is good. Well, I need somebody to produce my stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that leaves you 100, right?
That leaves me 100.
Does he have? Is he named as 5 people?
No,
Well,
he's only
I'm-
named
I'm-
3.
I mean,
Well, Lester, how long do you want this podcast to keep going?
well, that's a good point. That's a good point. Stoff, you're in. Oh my God! Listen, okay. My buddy Steve, I will give him 50.
Nice.
Don't you have family members, cousins, uncles? And...
Yeah.
they don't produce his stuff.
I'll give my friend Brian 50 years.
Okay,
even a real
so
even a real
you have
person?
0 years left.
You're done.
Well, okay. Oh, so I have to. Wait a minute. I thought I had 300 years to use.
Yeah, you just used 300.
Didn't you just use 300?
Okay, well then. Okay, so then hold on.
That phone is not on.
Who's his? Let's say he's at his 300. Who's his other guy?
His other guy's Elton Ron.
Hey, that's a regular.
That's
a regular paycheck.
That's pretty good.
Or Tony Ferraro.
Who would you give more years to, Elton Ron or Tony Ferraro?
Tony. I would. But Tony's younger, number one.
Yep.
And he's funny. He's a funny guy.
Right.
And plus, he also gets to be the pasta I like. So
Nice, the pasta.
that's pretty good, Puff. That's all right. I enjoyed that.
Puffy, you have to do it for you then.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
Okay. So, Tanya,
Yep.
myself, Barrett, Austin.
Tanya, Puffy, Barrett, Austin. What are you giving them all?
Barrett and Austin, I'm going to give 80 years each.
Oh, so they're going to live around 90, but
Yeah.
okay.
Just short.
Yourself?
For me, I'm going to give 120 years.
Okay.
Myself.
And then Tanya?
You're gonna outlive your kids?
Tanya, 7
I
years.
want to have a little bit of time to myself at the end.
Okay.
Tanya, I'm going to give her 30 years.
All right.
That gets her into her senior years.
Yeah, okay.
No, 35. 35.
35.
Yeah, 35.
Okay.
Yeah, you want her to be able to retire.
I want her to enjoy some of her retirement.
All right. So that's 155 and 163. You have like 85 years left, something like
85
that.
years.
My math is right. You have one more person to give it to. Or you could pump up maybe your wife a little bit. 85 years.
I'll give her 5 more years.
Okay, 80
That
years
gets her to
left.
80. 80's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good
a
run.
legit
So
number.
you're gonna outlive your wife by what? 55 years? Is that
Yeah.
right?
A little while, yeah. And I'm living good, too. I'm healthy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
One more person.
Dan O'Toole.
Daniel Toole will have 0 years.
Quizmaster?
Quizmaster. No. I'm trying to think. Who would be a good... I guess my dad. I'll keep my dad around for a little longer. And I don't have to
more
give
years?
him much. No, I'll give my dad, 10 years.
Tanya's parents, you want to subtract their years so you can cash in on that ranch with the golf carts.
So 10 years, so then I got 75 for however you're giving me.
All right, your extra guy. Oh,
It's Dan O'Toole.
well, your extra guy's me.
Oh, so I'll give you 75 years.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn. So I have to go back now. I could take that off my years and give it to Cade. Speaking of hypotheticals, just before we let you go today, what are we at today, Staff? About an hour and 20 minutes?
We've cracked the
Yeah,
hour
hold
mark.
on. The math you did does not make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
I gave my kids 80 years each and myself 130. That's like 310.
Puppy stealing years.
Kind of rough. I wanted to call to Jeff O'Neill because as you were talking about this hypothetical, I thought of one we did last year. I don't know if he's going to answer the phone. We're probably going to get that Joe Bowen thing again.
Jeff O'Neill coming across the middle.
I'd ask fool. Let's do some listener feedback before we leave. All right?
Okay.
One of our new segments. We're still waiting for the song. He's had a week, hasn't come up with anything yet.
Wow.
There was a shot at the Nationals. The Nationals were all topless. Mm-hmm. Going back to something we did on Things I Saw on Twitter about
Congratulations
topless.
to them, by the way.
Yeah, but the topless women that got banned from stadium, the topless men who actually played the game running around the stadium being celebrated, Jordan Wall, at Wall Jordan, says, so the team can go topless, but the fans in the stands can't? Inquisitive emoji. Maybe Jimmy has a point. Thank you.
I did see
Jimmy usually
that
does.
two of the ladies that went topless were invited to, I think, the Chargers game
No, that's
or the Rams game.
They could use the attendance.
They would go topless at the Chargers game and no one would notice. Snake Bites Pete. So if 1/2 plus 7 years is the base for age dating, does that mean times 2 minus 7 years is the top? He figures his range goes from 28 to 77. If you want to date older women,
Wow.
you multiply it by 2.
I agree.
Or older men if you're
Interesting.
one of our lady listeners.
Or gay.
Nick DeSuma, Stoff, writes, I did the quick math and discovered you guys are actually only on pod number 94. If you don't include
Good thing
the
I had
Lester
that tutor.
Plus, you don't include the Lester and Stoff shows and the compilation episodes. At this rate, number 100 could actually be at Wymara. Wow. Well
It'd
said.
be hard to get those fireworks
Look,
there.
Jeff O'Neill's calling me back. Hold on a second.
No.
Hey, Jeff, James, just doing the podcast now. We were doing that Puffy's Hypotheticals segment. How are you, by the way?
I don't know. It's time to revisit something.
Oh. Well, go ahead then.
Matthew Tkachuk scored the goal in Nashville.
Right.
Brady Tkachuk was awesome last night.
Yeah.
If you're like a no-talent white boy like you or Puff,
Yeah.
and you were at like a Quebec Pee Wee tournament, how much would you offer if you went up to Keith Tkachuk and said, I want your sperm?
Well, we did this hypothetical last year. I think you were involved in it, and you said you would give, it was priceless. So have you upped your ante on the Tkachuk sperm?
If I had bank, well, I got bank, but if I was you, I would say $2 million, like, here's a cup.
I think I would go higher. I think I'd go $5 million if I could. I think take a loan for $5 million. It's gonna cash. It's gonna cash.
Like if you're a skinny little loser with no athletic ability, I would say here's $5 million cash.
Yeah.
Here's the cup. I want a little Matthew Tkachuk running around in the NHL in 10 years.
But do you think is it just the sperm though? There's there's the other half, the female side of it. It's a 50-50 split on the genes, and then there's you could get all the genes, but the kid might not have it upstairs. There's no guarantee here.
Imagine you got a little Cheryl, like
what?
Just a little guy. You don't get any of.
Why did you say Cheryl? You were
because it's your wife. But like Cheryl's 5'1".
Yeah. Why do you mention Brooksy for?
Because it's 5'1". That's your wife.
Oh, you mean with
so
if
they got the combination,
I have the Tkachuk sperm,
but it comes out more.
Yeah, we got to give some love to Mrs. Tkachuk. She helped produce.
Yeah,
these
she's
things.
probably
200%.
built like a tank.
Yeah. Maybe it's $5 million for Mrs. Tkachuk's eggs.
Yeah.
And then another 5 for
I think it's
Keith's sperm.
Would you pay $12 million for the total package?
Yes, I think I would.
I've seen Puffy as a hockey dad. He definitely would.
I think I would.
Me, I'm more into just letting my children be whatever they want to be and loving the ones I have, Jeff.
For 12 mil, do you get to watch?
Yeah, well,
do I get to watch?
You're a loser.
Bye, Jeff. Thanks.
I think it's a $12 million package.
All right.
You guys think about it, and we'll talk next week.
Bye, Jeff. He acts like he's a regular part of the segment now.
You're-
We'll see you next week on the Rubber Boots podcast.
You're a loser and a user now.
That's right.
Sounds like a music lyric.
Has a different name for me every
100% it
single
is.
week. Well, that's probably. Was I done with the listener
Good
feedback?
loser.
Chris Ratt said last week's hypothetical was the best one yet. Puffy.
Oh, thank you.
And one of our best.
Well, wait till you hear this one.
One of our
Well, you've
best
already heard
episodes
it.
yet. He
That
said,
was a good episode.
said you guys never disappoint. You can't call it a good episode
Well-
before it's like you're talking about this one
I'm
we
talking
just
about
did.
last episode.
What about this one?
I think
This
was the
this
best
one's a classic.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the one. This is the one we're going to send it to this Canadian Screen Guild Awards.
No, there's got to be the potties out
podcast,
there.
the potties.
Yeah, we could clean up the potties.
Imagine us at the potties all dressed up, thinking we're gonna win.
Can we?
with our Yorkville clothes.
Very
our
quick,
$600 hoodies.
very quick story.
Roxy takes us all shopping.
I had
If we're nominated, we are going shopping.
We're going shopping.
This is a very quick story. Years ago, when I was in Jazz Workshop at York, there was a prof there.
What? Stop a jazz workshop?
Jazz workshop. Yeah, like that
Humble
workshop
brag.
is how you. Yeah, it's like a band. Like you get into your workshop, and that's how you learn to play jazz,
all
right?
right.
So, so anyway, the instructor at the time was telling me that back in the day when the Junos they used to have the jazz and everything in the broadcast as well. Since then,
Oh, right,
a long
right.
time
They
ago,
only do
it's
the pop
all-
and the rap or whatever now,
or
right.
ordered previously, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, they go. And it's like the first category, and they lose, and they just sit there drinking all night and just get all.
Buddy, I've been there many a times like that. Stoff, how many years did you give yourself in the thing?
75, so 60 to edit this thing.
Thank you very much. See you next week.
How are ya? I got a question that I really wanna ask ya. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Do you really like the dunk tank at the fair? Dunk tank.
Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight?